Who has seen the new Wednesday show on Netflix?
Not me.
No, not Mom, but I watched it with my kids. And it's so fun and different and Wednesday's unique style. Do you know they've even coined a new style off of Wednesday called Addamscore? So
Yuck.
To say things are trendy with the show would be an understatement. So in light of this new trend, Sabrina over at Sab's Rehab wanted to host a collab all about Wednesday-inspired furniture. So we've got 2 nightstands here, and I love the details on this because I think we can really play this up in that Addamscore style. And we have 2, so we're going to do one styled after Wednesday and one that represents her bubbly, cheerful, spunky roommate, Enid.
Hey, yay, Enid!
I think Mom likes the color in her life. Seeing as how this is the Wednesday collab, I should not have been surprised to find this gigantic hunting knife under the drawer of one of the nightstands. I quickly took a picture and texted to my mom. I was like, Mom, look what I found. Where did these nightstands come from?
Yeah, they came from my friends who have a ranch, and Tom is a true cowboy. So I wasn't surprised at all. I mean, that is an original Bowie knife.
I was freaking out, but you totally played down and was like, Dani, it's no big deal. That's just the way he is. Needless to say, he got his knife back.
And he was so thrilled. He's been looking for that for months. So after cleaning each piece very thoroughly, we start sanding. And Dani, it looks like, are you sanding down to raw wood?
I'm just scuff sanding with the 180, but I did get down to raw wood in a few places where there were some deep scratches and some water damage too. We are lucky enough to have 2 different sanders. We love our orbital Bosch sander for those flat surfaces, but that surf prep comes in handy.
Oh, it sure does. I mean, look at it go on those curves. Oh.
Okay, don't use that. But really, oh my gosh.
Trying to do my Tim Allen impression here. Yeah, this little surf prep, it has a sanding sponge on it, and it just kind of nicely just scuffs up all those curves really well to get off the finish but not damage the contours.
And there are a lot of curves on this piece. I mean, that beadwork, all the rounded edges, the legs, all the trim.
Yeah, it's a great little machine.
Such a time saver, so not everything has to be hand sanded. Guys, we need your help. We have tried maybe 5 different wood fillers.
At least.
And they all suck. I mean, we love Bondo for when we need Bondo. But Pops is giving me the look because I use the S word. But really, we have not found what we like. And maybe it's because we're in Arizona and they dry out so fast. But we need something that is reliable and works well every time. So if you have a favorite, please drop it below because we need new ones to try.
Or maybe we're just storing it wrong. I don't know.
If you guys do any spraying with your painting, I highly recommend this tin off of Amazon. It's by Wagner. This thing keeps all your mess in one place, easy to set up and tear down by yourself. And that leads me to my next point. All of our favorite products that are used in this video are in the description below.
It's Prime Day. Prime it.
I've missed all this crazy banter because Mom's been busy working on remodeling her bathroom while I've been slaving away on this Wednesday project. Just kidding. It has been a delightful creative outlet.
Oh, look look how young I look. I had a spa day.
Oh, Mom. No, while she was working on the bathroom, I had a friend who was like, hey, can I help in the workshop today? And that gave her an emphatic yes. And look, guys, she's using the sprayer for the first time and doing a fantastic job. So this is my challenge to you. If you have a sprayer that's just been sitting in your garage and you're too scared to use it, just use it. Just
do it. Just do it.
Figure it out. There's a learning curve, but once you've got it, it will save you so much time and leaves a flawless finish. I don't even care what brand you have. Just use your sprayer. If you guys follow us on Instagram and watch our stories, you know how indecisive I truly am. I mean, this was the fourth set of hardware that I debated against, and then finally landed on these. Cleaned them up. They're beautiful brass, and oof, they are gonna look perfect on Wednesday's dresser.
Okay, I gotta ask though, what is up with the dancing feet?
My workshop assistant for the day brought a little more energy to the workshop than you usually do, Mom. Wednesday's nightstand is a solid coal ash, a really dark gray paint by Fusion. Looks great, and then we're going to add some embellishments to hers. But Enid needed color. So I'm excited to work with my hands, paint with my hands, do some blending, trying to learn from Chris Donna over at Bella Renover, employ some of her awesome techniques.
Can we call this trial and error?
Yeah, so this was trial 1, which I hated because it kind of looked like a sunset. And granted, I never actually finished the blending, but I hated it. I didn't like the layout of colors.
Yeah, I didn't say anything, but every time I saw it, it's like, what is your vision for this?
Yeah, she had no idea where I was going with this. I didn't either. So we'll call this fail number 1. All right, take 2. Trying a different blending technique that I've never done before. So we're just kind of winging it, guys.
Go, girl.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Mom. But it was another fail. The colors just were, I mean, it kind of looked like poo in the end. Just all the yellows and oranges and it mixed and just really turned out blah, and I lost all the brightness. So I have one more idea. Hopefully the third time's a charm. So I decided we needed more color. So I mixed a few of these and made a purple, we made a green, so now we have more options. Unfortunately, none of them are neon, and I know neon would really pop, but I just bought chalk paints from Walmart and they don't have them in neon. And I didn't want to order any online because I knew we probably wouldn't use neon again, right, Mom?
Right, but you are determined. I gotta hand it to you. Just never give up.
And thankfully I had enough paint so I could try one more time, but I wasn't going to have much more after this. So thankfully this time worked. And the key was not blending all the colors together so they didn't all mix. I was just blending a couple at a time. And I feel like we got Enid out of this. Lots of color that stood out a little bit more.
Cool.
You'll notice in the top left corner now, I have a link to a tutorial video on exactly how to use one of these hardware jigs so you can easily install hardware on your drawers or cabinet doors over and over and over again without constantly remeasuring.
And what's this jig called?
This is called the King & Charles. It's their least expensive version of one of these, and it works fantastic for what we need.
But not to be mistaken for King Charles. This is King and Charles.
Thank you for clarifying, Mom.
That's what moms are good for. So Dani wanted to do a really cool lace effect on Wednesday's Drawer Friends. And she found this lace top at Goodwill, which she just cut up.
Just cut it apart and it became my stencil.
Yeah, which is really cool. Of course, she did the first stenciling.
And it failed. We kind of have a theme going with this project, but Lots of experimenting.
She doesn't do so well when her mama's not around.
Sure, we'll blame it on that. Not that they're all totally new techniques for me.
Anyways, we discovered the trick is before you paint, you have to poly down the lace to the drawer.
And that helps stiffen it and then also prevent bleed through of your top color.
And then after that's dry, you can paint over it. And it came out perfect.
Yeah, it's so cute. I love it. If you've seen the show, you know that one of the main signature parts of the show is that stained glass window in their dorm room. The half that is totally Wednesday's side and the very colorful side that is totally Enid's side. And I wanted to add that effect on the top of their nightstands. So we're just starting by gluing down a trim we got off of Amazon where we painted it black. This is going to be the outline of that stained glass window. And now I have to kind of figure out how in the world I'm going to give a stained glass effect on the inside. But I'm confident it'll turn out somewhat. I'm using this fast dry paint project paintable DAP caulk to seal in that trim because I'm going to be painting and pouring some paint and I don't want it dripping through the trim. And I'm also going to be using this caulk to draw the stained glass lines to kind of give it a little more edge than just the rest of the paint. So we'll see how this goes.
So cool. I can't wait to see how it turns out.
It's not going to be perfect. I know that. This took a few tools to get the design just like the one on the show. I mean, I was using rulers and protractors and straight edges and plates and bowls just to give me the right shape for each piece of the stained glass. So hopefully we can add some color and make it look sorta like the real thing. To achieve a stained glass effect, I'm going to try a paint pour. And by try, I mean I've never actually done one before.
Another trial. Woo!
Another trial, but hopefully this one isn't a fail. So I have watered down each of these, the gray, black, and white paints with some floaterol, some flood, and a little bit of water, just so it's a good pouring medium. And
I love the dirty cup.
The dirty cups, yeah. These cups we use for a watercolor painting class that we hosted with friends. So don't mind the random words on these cups.
Reuse, recycle.
That's right. I'm not going to give you a tutorial because, like I said, this is brand new for me. But I watched a bunch on YouTube. I know you can find some great paint pour tutorials out there because there's actually a lot of ways to do it. I just chose to put all my colors in one cup and pour, so you can see I only did little patches here just to try it first to kind of see how well this paint moves. And it's kind of a fun effect showing these colors, but
I'm kind of seeing your vision too, finally. Woohoo!
Yeah, what, 2 weeks into this project, you're finally catching the vision, Mom? So I definitely wasn't trying to match the stained glass window perfectly that exists in the show because that's very linear and painted on. I just wanted to include the colors on Enid's dresser in her stained glass window. But it was stressful. There are 6 colors that I had used and I want to try to get them all in this window without them turning poop brown. So we'll see how this paint pour goes.
But I am liking Enid's colors. Woo! Ooh, psychedelic pizza. I love it.
It is colorful. Enid would be proud to have this in her room. Just doesn't quite look like stained glass, but I still love it. It'll look great. So last thing to do is that once this dries, I just need to use some black rub and buff on those caulk lines so they stand out and separate each window pane.
Good job, cutie.
Ah, thanks, Mom. We just want to give a shout out to Sabrina at Sab's Rehabs. Thanks for this super fun collab. I mean, this was a blast to try a bunch of new techniques, be creative, and just have fun with some paint.
And if you haven't done so yet, be sure and go down below and check out the other videos for the Wednesday collab. It's down in our description.
We'll be back in a month with another great furniture flip. Aloha!